You're in the rant wormhole where I rant about whatever my $15 a month plus patrons want me to rant about. You can get a rant by becoming one of those people. This one comes from Roro, who wants me to rant about the people who define themselves by attaching themselves to art or artists, and or the quest to find someone or something you care about enough to attach yourself to. I think that this is largely done as sort of a crutch. Most people generally want a sense of identity and purpose. That is kind of what drives us, is that we want to be able to see ourselves as someone who is trying to accomplish a certain thing, or who is living by a certain code, who, defines themselves by what they do and what they believe. And when you find a piece of art that you feel represents that, then it's sort of a shorthand. It's like, instead of you having to explain yourself, you can point to this thing that has already done it for you, or which gave you definition in the first place. When you see something and it resonates with you, and maybe you never had the words to describe yourself or your ideology, but you see this thing and you're like, that's what it is. That's the thing that I know inside. Or, it takes you a step further and gives you the ability to put it into context and words, and therefore you start to give it more definition. It becomes more of who you are because you have the words to describe it. So you go and you say, I basically am this piece of work. This tells my story. And then you want to show it to other people and sort of define yourself. But I think it's important for people to kind of recognize that you go farther than that. That there is no story or artist that is going to communicate enough that it should be able to represent you, because you are a more complex person than what a piece of art can communicate. A piece of art is not every second of someone's life. It's a pared down version that gets down to a core message, but from that message you need to extrapolate something back out of it. No one piece of art is going to literally provide you a roadmap to your moment-to-moment experience of life. And also, attaching yourself to just one perspective is probably not going to be good for you, because you are not that artist. Even if you go on to create art that's similar to them, or you live your whole life, defining yourself by trying to be like their work, you aren't them. So it's dangerous for you to attach yourself too strongly to something that isn't literally you, as opposed to trying to find yourself in multiple things and becoming an amalgamation of different things that you believe in, and defining yourself more individually, and finding a path that works for you. I think there are people who will find something that they want to define them, and then they will hold themselves to it. They'll be like, oh, I have to act in a way that is befitting of how I've defined myself via this artist or this work of art. And then you are just cutting things off of your life, or trying to change yourself to fit this mold, when really you should be trying to figure out how you can extend beyond it, how you can become even more than that piece of art or that person, and add something new to the equation and evolve our understanding, so that when you do make art and you do communicate, then you are giving us something new. You're giving new information. You are not just copying what somebody else is doing, but continuing to evolve the noosphere as it is. So, I think that if you are searching to find something that you connect with enough to define you, I understand why you'd want that. I understand the need to seek some definition, because if you're somebody who hasn't been able to find it within yourself, you might want something that can do it for you. But you shouldn't stop there. You should never just be like, oh, this is me, and now I'm done. Now I understand myself. Because, again, you are literally not that. You are not that piece of art. You are not that artist. And if you can't find the difference, then you are going to... you're basically underselling yourself by saying that you are this other thing that you aren't. So that's how I feel about it.